going, everybody? Welcome back. We have a brand new game type on DraftKings called Single Game Showdown. Draft your lineup from a single NFL game. It includes IDP, that's individual defensive players. So you got to pick a couple of guys on defense. You got to pick some players. I haven't even looked at this game mode. This is my absolute first look. The chat wanted me to take a look at this, so let's go take a look at it. Introducing Single Game Showdown. It's right here, right? So let's get after it. If you're watching this video on YouTube, please click the subscribe button and hit that like. Let's see how many we can get on this. Absolutely new game type on DraftKings. I haven't seen it yet. I know nothing. But apparently it's one game. It's all in-game stuff. Let's see what it does. Draft your entire team from only one game. Okay, we got 4 offensive players, 2 IDPs, 2 individual defensive players. Defensive points are new, but offensive scoring is the same as our classic contest. Okay, so offense is the same. Full PPR. And everything else, right? So full PPR, we know what we're doing with the offensive scoring. Let's take a look at what the defensive scoring is. And I think I have it over here. Okay. So the next showdown, $200,000 guaranteed contest. That's all right. And they're doing one of these for every game. GVSU51, thank you for the Twitch Prime sub. Appreciate you getting involved. Single game showdown. All right, so they got 1 this week and then 1. So they're just doing 1. They're not even doing like 4 this week. They're doing 1. So draft 6 players, 4 offensive, 2 defensive, while staying under the 50K cap. You must draft 1 offensive player from each team. And here's an example of a valid lineup. So they went with, for their sample lineup, Cam Newton, Greg Olsen, Drew Brees, Jonathan. So you can pick like, can you pick all QBs? Not that I would do that because that's kind of dumb. Cameron Jordan, Julius Peppers. So I need to know the IDP scoring. Oh, good. It's right here. Offensive, we know offensive. But like there, like that over there, the defensive player scoring is important. So a solo tackle, 1 point. Assisted tackle, 0.5. If they get 8 tackles, you get a bonus, and assists count as a half. So if somebody gets like, so if they get 6 tackles and 4 assists, then you get the bonus. Okay. And a pick is 6. That makes sense. Forced fumble, 3 points. Fumble recovery, 3 points. So like sack fumble, a sack fumble. Okay, if you a defensive end or an edge rusher, a sack fumble just causing it is 8 points, and it's a tackle, so it's 9 points really. Pass defended. How do you score pass defended? Like, how do I know if a pass was defended? Just if my guy gets a hand on it? Or if it's an incomplete pass that my guy was in the area of. Scored touchdown, 6. Yeah. Fumble return, 6. Yeah. Punt return, 6. Block kick. Ooh. So like if you draft like Tyreek Hill, do I get the touchdown on this side and on this side? Can you double dip with kick? So like Kamara and Hill are going to be 2 guys that we kind of have to have, right? But like, why would I want to draft 2 QBs? 2 QBs is dumb. There's no upside to QBs. There's no QB that gets 50 fantasy points. I want kick returners. I want Hill and I want, I don't even know the pricing yet, but I want Hill and I want Kamara. That's 1. Safety is 10 points. So a sack fumble that goes out of bounds, right? So if you get a sack fumble and the ball goes out of bounds, that's 18 points. All right. 2-point conversion, return. Okay, those are rare. Block punt, block kick, 10 points. Impossible to pick the guy that actually gets the block kick. That's random. Block kick return, also random. Punt kick return for that's the key. This right here and this right here. This double dip is what we're going to want to exploit. All right, so let's check out the pricing. Let's look. Edge rushers, yeah, that's what we want. Kamara 13.6, naturally. Where's Hill? Oh, boy. Is he not on the list? They didn't even put Tyreek Hill in there? Okay, that's why. It's 1 game. My bad. All right, so Kamara's 13.6. He's a guy that we got to have. So, like, Tyreek Hill, if they did this for the Chiefs game, would be the guy that we got to have. I forgot it's 1 game. So he's the dude that we got to have there. It's 1 game only. I know, chat. Look at chat. Look at chat. Just look. It's a new game type, chat. All right, fine. Spam the donkey emote, all right? Just spam the donkey. I know it's one game. I know. Just spam the donkey emote if you want, all right? There. Chat is placated. Let's get back to this. Okay. So Kamara leaves us with 7.2. What can we do with defensive players? No defensive players are all that expensive, so that's good. Right? Luke Kuechly, obviously the most expensive. Do they have back pricing? Okay, they did do the game logs. Good. So he's averaging 10.6 a game. Seems like you want to like go after... You want to go after edge rushers, right? Who's averaged the most points per game in this? Okay, Lattimore 4.5. Right? Interesting. Oh my God, close. So like edge rushers is the key, essentially. Edge rushers and high volume linebackers. And none of them are, so this is where you're going to find value. So like Lattimore at 4.5, I think. Julius Peppers, maybe? They don't take very many sacks, though. And Cam kind of does. Did he get the tackle bonus? See, like Craig Robertson might be the dude. Put in your optimal offense and see what you have left. Not a bad idea. Okay, so offensive players. Normal PPR scoring, right? So, I mean, I want Kamara and Thomas. Got to have that. Longmont Golf. Thank you very much for the 3 months in a row. Unlocking the silver sub badge in the chat. Thank you very much for the 3 months of support. Okay, all these guys are terrible. Can you punt an offensive player? Like, would that be worth it? I think Olsen gets involved. I mean, do we want Ginn? See, we can't even afford him. It's like, even if we want a 3K, so like we only have this, we're in this range now. Go with Stewart, right? And just hope for multiple touchdowns. Like just vulturing around the goal line. Knowing that we're not going to get very many carries, but like trying to vulture around the goal line. Giving us 5.1K for a defensive player. Like, then you could still get Robertson. So like, that's kind of it. So like, you just go for edge rushers. Maybe a guy on the outside that you think might get a pick. Try and slam it. I think the double dip possibility with Kamara is huge. I think you have to have him if you're playing this round, this range. Stack linebackers with your running back. All right. I wonder if there's like the correlation plays. I wonder if there are those that we can actually dig into. I think that this could be a fun game mode. If you're playing the one game, there's GPP upside here. You can find guys that you think have a possibility of overmatching. Like if you look at wide receiver cornerback ranks, you find a cornerback that might have an advantage against a wide receiver or typically against a quarterback. Edge rushers seem to be the major key here. If you can get one or two of those, if there's a value offensive player that you can find, obviously a key to this. It's an interesting game mode. I would not take this lineup and throw it in anything. I literally just looked at this to start this video. I think it's a fun game mode. We'll see how it goes and if it grows. I wonder if it's going to overlay this weekend with the 200K for this game on Sunday. It's a large tournament to try and fill. So if you guys are going to play it, best of luck. Thank you for being here for this first look video. If you haven't already, please click the like and subscribe button on YouTube, and we'll catch you next time with one of our NBA or NFL breakdowns. Bye, guys.